Have you ever wondered why hamburger is named hamburger, even though it doesn't contain any ham? Well, let's delve into the captivating history of this much-loved patty. The term hamburger has nothing to do with ham, but rather it's a nod to its place of origin, the bustling port town of Hamburg, Germany. In the late 19th century, Hamburg was known for its hearty and robust patties of rump roasts, sourced right from the hamstring of beef. These tough roasts were minced into patties and grilled, which were then delightfully christened Hamburg steaks. Imagine the sizzling aroma of these patties wafting through the streets of Hamburg, promising a mouthful of meaty goodness to anyone lucky enough to get their hands on one. As time rolled on, this culinary marvel underwent a slight change in terminology. By the dawn of the 20th century, the term Hamburg steak was truncated to simply hamburger. This evolution of the term captured the essence of both the cut of meat and the home of this culinary masterpiece. Interestingly, the term hamburger took on a life of its own, traveling across the Atlantic to the shores of America. Here it became synonymous with ground beef, a staple in the American diet. Despite the change in geography and the shift in culinary practices, the term retained its roots, paying homage to the port town of Hamburg, where the nomenclature was first coined. Now you might be thinking, but where does ham come into the picture? Well, hold on to your hats, folks, because the story of how pork producers surreptitiously capitalized on the hamburger's popularity to boost their own sales is a tale we will explore shortly. So that, dear friends, is how minced beef became known as hamburger, a term that has nothing to do with ham at all. It's a flavorful tale of culinary evolution, cultural shifts, and clever marketing, a testament to the enduring power of a well-cooked patty. So next time you're biting into a juicy hamburger, remember the rich and varied journey that brought this beloved comfort food to your plate. Now, let's delve into the era of the Great Depression, a time of economic hardship that also saw a significant shift in the American diet. The 1930s, a decade marked by soaring meat prices and a nation grappling with financial turmoil. As the economy wilted, so did the average American's ability to afford the once commonplace beef. But this story isn't just about a nation's struggle. It's also a tale of deceit, exploitability, and incredibly manipulative marketing. Enter the pork producers. As the resources to purchase beef dwindled, they saw an opportunity to boost their industry. They began labeling the undesirable rump of the pig as ham, strategically capitalizing on the growing popularity of the beef hamburger, by name association. And so, in a clever twist of fate, ham became synonymous with pork, and the pork industry began to prosper. But it wasn't a seamless transition. Pork wasn't always a staple in the American diet. In fact, it was often viewed as inferior meat by a majority. However, the Great Depression forced many to set aside their beliefs and accept this affordable source of protein. In a time of desperation, they welcomed what they once deemed unworthy, and pork began to feature prominently on dinner tables across the country. This shift in dietary habits was more than just a response to economic hardship. It was also a testament to the power of marketing and the pork industry's ability to ride the coattails of hamburgers' fame. They leveraged the hamburger's popularity to sell their toxic product, turning an economic crisis into a deceptively successful marketing strategy. And so, the Great Depression, a time known for its hardship and struggle, also played a pivotal role in shaping the unhealthy dietary habits that plague us today. It was a time when the despicable pig found its way into the spotlight and pork became a regular part of the American diet. And so, in a time of hardship, ham found its way onto the plates of the American populace. But what role did the church play in this abominable dietary shift, you may ask? Well, let's delve into this fascinating aspect of our culinary history lesson. During the Great Depression, the church was faced with the daunting task of providing spiritual guidance in a time of widespread hardship and despair. Unfortunately, in many instances, they dropped the ball. The emphasis on biblical dietary guidelines was lost in the struggle to simply survive. This oversight led to an unwitting acceptance of pork among Bible readers who, in their desperation, overlooked the biblical teachings that instruct us that pork is unfit to eat. This acceptance of pork among the otherwise faithful wasn't due to a sudden change in religious beliefs, but rather a slow fade of complex interplay between economic challenges and a lack of scriptural teachings on the importance of adhering to God's timeless instructions. The church, in its effort to console and uplift its congregation, may have unintentionally neglected to emphasize the importance of these dietary instructions. leading to the inadvertent acceptance of what was once considered forbidden meat. On second thought, perhaps it was not so unintentional when looking at the many additions to the Bible in the form of headers leading you in a directed interpretation. To understand the gravity of this situation, let's turn to the pages of the book of Isaiah, specifically the future prophecy of chapter 66, verses 15 through 17. This passage paints a vivid picture of Jesus' dealings with the lawless upon his return, underscoring the severity with which he views the adherence to his divine laws, including those concerning dietary choices. It reads, "For the Lord will execute judgment by fire and by his sword on all flesh, and those slain by the Lord will be many. Those who sanctify and purify themselves to go to the gardens, following one in the center, who eat swine's flesh, detestable things and mice, will come to an end altogether, declares the Lord." This stern warning serves as a stark reminder of the importance of adhering to divine laws, even those that dictate what we should and should not eat. This period in history shows us how economic challenges and a lack of scriptural teachings can lead to detrimental changes in dietary habits. It's a testament to the fact that our religious beliefs, societal norms, and even our taste buds are more malleable than we might think, especially in times of crisis. So, where and when did the hamburger as we know it today come into being? It's a tale as rich as the flavors of the burger itself, set against the backdrop of the Great Depression. In the heart of America, the humble town of Athens, Texas, was about to make culinary history. During these trying times, when every penny counted, a visionary creator emerged. This culinary maestro found use for the ground offcuts of beef, the pieces that were often overlooked and discarded in favor of the more desirable cuts sold to those who could still afford them. With a bit of ingenuity and a whole lot of courage, he took these neglected pieces of meat and did something extraordinary. He crafted grilled patties from the ground beef and put it in a bun, creating a meal that was not only affordable but also incredibly tasty. The hamburger, as we know it, was born. It was a simple sandwich, but it represented so much more. It was a symbol of resilience, a beacon of hope in a time of despair. This culinary creation was not just about filling bellies, it was about lifting spirits, and lift spirits it did. The hamburger quickly gained popularity, becoming a staple in American diets, and eventually, the world. Its success lay in its simplicity, a delicious patty sandwiched between two pieces of bread, a meal that was easy to make, easy to eat, and easy on the pocket. The birth of the modern hamburger in Athens, Texas, is a testament to the human spirit's ability to innovate and adapt. It's a story about how something as simple as a sandwich can bring joy and comfort in the toughest of times, and how a humble town in Texas could change the culinary landscape forever. Just like the resilient people of the time, the hamburger emerged from humble beginnings to become a beloved culinary icon. So the next time you sink your teeth into a juicy burger, remember this tale of resilience and innovation. Remember that this isn't just a sandwich. It's a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of simplicity, and above all, a culinary hero born out of necessity. As we wrap up our journey, let's revisit the key points in the history of the hamburger. We've traversed through time, from the late 19th century streets of Hamburg, Germany, where minced rump roasts were transformed into the early form of our beloved hamburger, the Hamburg steak. This culinary innovation, simple yet revolutionary, was a nod to the humble origins of the hamburger, a testament to the ingenuity of the townsfolk, turning a tough cut of beef into a mouth-watering delight. The term hamburger, a nod to its birthplace, encapsulates the essence of both the cut of meat and the evolution of this culinary masterpiece. We then journeyed across the Atlantic to the United States during the Great Depression, an era marked by economic hardship and soaring meat prices. Here we saw how pork producers, in a bid to boost their industry, deceptively labeled the inedible rump of swine as ham, capitalizing on the growing popularity of the hamburger. In a twist of irony, the hardships of the time led many to turn to pork, a meat not scripturally permitted by Bible-believing Americans. This shift was facilitated by a lack of emphasis on biblical dietary guidelines from the church. Hence, pork, once deemed detestable, found its way onto Christian dinner tables. Finally, we arrived in the humble town of Athens, Texas, where the modern hamburger was born. Amidst the shadows of the Great Depression, a visionary creator crafted a culinary hero from ground offcuts of beef, creating affordable patties that would become a staple of American cuisine. A testament to resilience and innovation, the hamburger we know and love today was born. The next time you enjoy a hamburger, remember the rich history that brought this delicious dish to your plate. From the resilient rump roasts of Hamburg to the cunning marketing of unscrupulous pork producers during the Great Depression and the birth of the modern hamburger in Athens, Texas, the journey of the hamburger is a flavorful tale of resilience, ingenuity, and of course, taste. Until next time, happy cooking, just as long as you keep it clean.